Okay, guys, we're going to cover this, the red flag warning again, understanding the developing narrative. Now, this was put out by the Freedom Outpost. Let's get this guy's name in here because this guy did a good job. Table Rosalia, well, whatever. I won't try to mess his name up by trying to pronounce it. But this is December 29th, 2018. That's today. Okay, now we're going to go down here for a second because I just went over this the other day with you guys about how the socialists use words to trick you. And it says here, that you got 13 states, trying to get them on the books and all this other stuff, and they're trying to get grant money and so on and so forth. We're talking about how none of this ever works. These measures had no impact on the number of gun deaths in the state. Even Britain had, banned stuff in it. It doesn't do any good. It's all talk to get the weapons off the people. So just keep that in mind. According to, I'll read this down here and then we'll get on to, okay. We're going right here. After all, according to the FBI, more people are murdered with clubs and hammers than rifles. Confiscating their firearms on mere speculation would do nothing to prevent them from murdering if that's what they intended to do. Okay. Now here's the heart of this. I was telling you the other day about that Hegelism or something. No. Hegel and something. Anyway, it's that propagandist guy. Okay, it says here. And I want you to get this down here. I want to get this. Okay, right there. Now I might zoom this in just a little if I can. Every time there's a mass shooting, we are treated to hours of propaganda describing how the individual involved obtained his weapons legally, or if that person stole them from a family member who was the lawful owner. This is purposeful. It is an attempt to plant the idea in the mind of the masses that guns in the hands of the public in general pose a threat to all of us. They want your neighbor to fear you if by chance they see you loading up your AR-15 for a day at the range. Another common narrative is that the shooter was a well-known member of the community who nobody believed was capable of committing such an act. The message here is that anyone at any time can snap for no reason, and that as long as there are guns in the hands of the public, we are all at risk. Finally, the new developing narrative is a failure of government systems to function as they should. Individuals purchasing weapons who should have been denied, but the background check system failed. While logic dictates that gun control will always fail, the masses will see this as a need to implement more control. These talking points are important because it speaks to the left's worldwide and see how they look at mankind in general. The left, mostly being communists or socialists, are also subscribers to the theory of Darwinism evolution. Evolutionary theory contributed greatly to the development of communism. It was a scientific approach to human existence as opposed to the spiritual one that enabled people to accept the tenets of communism rationale. Karl Marx viewed the theory of evolution and its scientific explanation of natural history as being best suited to justify his theory of communism. According to Darwin, man has no independent will of his own. We are just animals whose behavior is based on evolutionary traits, not rational thinking or free will. When the left portrays the mass shooter as a normal, everyday person who just snapped, they truly believe or want you to believe that this can be anybody with a gun because they have no control over their own behavior. This justifies in their minds the passage of law that enables them to deem someone a threat simply because they own a gun. As the state becomes empowered to confiscate weapons from lawful owners, more and more will naturally resist. Extreme risk protection orders can be issued with no forewarning to the owner. Heavily armed agents will show up at an individual's house at 0:30, attempting to confiscate legally owned guns, as was the case in Maryland, where a man was killed in such a situation. As more people resist, the narrative will slowly develop into one where all gun owners are a danger to themselves and others because they fear an encroachment upon their rights. Now, here, I want you to look at this. It says, proposed imposition of firearm restriction and weapon bans likely would attract new members into the ranks of right-wing extremist groups, as well as potentially spur some of them to start planning and training for violence against the government. The high volume of purchases and stockpiling of weapons and ammunition by right-wing extremists in anticipation of restrictions and bans in some parts of this country continue to be a primary concern for law enforcement. Well, that gets me now. It continues to be a primary concern for law enforcement. Well, law enforcement should wake up. If the government would follow the Constitution, these people wouldn't be gathering up arms to protect themselves and their rights. These so-called extremists are the people that put you guys in power. The people own the government, not you idiots up there trying to take command, taking the reins and leading us here and leading us there. At the same time trying to disarm the American people so that you can take total control of the country. Yep, Department of Home Security is concerned that right-wing extremists will attempt to recruit and radicalize returning veterans in order to boost their violent capabilities. Wow, only a communist would think that way. We're American people. We're the ones that went out. If you're worried about gun control, you're already considered a threat to yourself or others. This is America's red flag warning. The line we have all been drawing in the sand is being crossed. We must educate the ignorant masses to the dangers these laws impose, or else people that will innocently file for an ERPO may find themselves minus one family member for nothing more than expressing concern over their behavior. Okay, I'll put a link in for this. I just want you guys to be aware of what is going on. I want to thank you for watching. Stay alert to what is happening in your part of the world, and don't let these buggers get to you. Don't let them get to you. That's what they want. They want you to panic. Don't panic. Start using teachings to inform other people on how to handle this. Now, you know, there's 3 different boxes. There's a voting box, the balloting, yeah. Anyway, there's a couple boxes there. Okay, thanks for watching.